our first. What's the things that we're gonna name
This
this?
is called REOG Rock and Roll Ramble, the Everything Metal Podcast.
I like that. Well, because we're REOG dudes.
Yep. We're REOG and we welcome you guys here to our first podcast. It's Sammy and John.
Sammy and John. So the reason we figured we're gonna chat about rock and roll or whatnot and just have fun and talking about metal. But yeah, this is sort of like our way for you to get to know us and for us to introduce more of ourselves in Riog instead of during the shows or because we are international band, we
Yeah.
play everywhere and we couldn't see you in person, so why not we come to you through the magic of YouTube?
Exactly.
So-
And Sammy is a huge encyclopedia of everything metal. He has so many stories upon stories. So, and we'll get into it in future episodes, I'm sure. But that's why we thought, why not do a podcast? You're
Yeah.
so interesting. So,
Riog
we got
Rock and Roll Ramble,
we got a lot of knowledge, fun stuff to share.
everything
hopefully.
metal. So yeah. Anyways, let's get into it. So today we actually were thinking to talk about something else, but obviously what's going on in LA right now.
We're basically screwed right now.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, the devastation that we see everywhere from the fire around LA is just it's devastating. So it's heavy on our hearts, and REOG is a band from Los Angeles. It's been since the conception, so it's heavy in our hearts. Lots of people lost their homes. Lots of people lost all of their possessions, and some people actually perished from all this fires.
Yeah. A lot of friends we see on Instagram, band members, everyone's been affected. We see everyone picking up and trying to move and leave, and it's just crazy. So we decided that we might as well just talk about this and our thoughts and how crazy this is. And
Yeah, and then it's just when the fire started, I can actually see from where I work. I can oversee the fire in the distance. The fire that started in Pacific Palisade, but not just that. There's actually one of the beginning fires. It was actually in West Hollywood. And that was so close to where we usually play, in Hollywood. And just to tie it in with the rock and roll, because that's why we kind of want to always tie in with rock and all these things that we love, heavy metal or whatnot. And when the fire started in West Hollywood, it was really close to the venues that we love to play in and that we go to check out bands. I know that those things are, at this phase of the devastation, probably you could say obviously who cares when people lose their homes. Yes, we do know that, but again, we just want to lift you up. That's what the point of having this, to have fun and to have spread positivity. And I was thinking, John, like when I was looking at the fire over at the West Hollywood, it was like it was so close to those venues, and I know like Viper supposed to be demolished or whatever.
imagine if that was just all gone.
All gone.
Imagine if the fire just came and we were just like woke up the next day and all of Sunset was gone.
Yeah.
Could you imagine that?
It's almost...
Which is almost reality, kind of.
Almost reality.
Almost can believe that. Which would be a scary reality to be in.
Yeah. Not just the not just the devastation of homes,
A
with
lot of history.
history, and that's part of the L.A. is people from all over the world know L.A. from Hollywood, obviously, and in the movie industry. But for us, we're musicians, heavy metal musicians. Those venues in uh, in Sunset, it's historical, you know. So we're not here to make light of people's home that just gone, but again, the whole point of having this talk is to be real. Number one, number two, uh, hopefully we can create some kind of discussion about metal, about all things that's positive in the world. So yeah, and the recent things that happening because of these fires. I know Nam is about to happen in a couple of weeks. You're actually going to have a show with Lucy Fuge.
Yeah. Before we move over to that, though, you said you had a phone number or something to
Oh yeah,
reach
yeah.
out for
So
people with that need help in the fire
if you
or.
search musiccares.org, so for musicians who are impacted by these fires, uh, if you go to musiccares.org, musiccares.org,
Okay.
you can look it up, and there's numbers that you can reach out to, so you can get help if you lose your
Let's see.
music instruments or whatnot. And
I'm looking it up right now.
so it's
Okay. Yeah, they're here to help the music community of Los Angeles here.
so yeah, musiccares.org. It's to try to help for musicians who directly impacted by.
So, yeah, you can donate there. If you guys want to help, you can go and donate. There's a donate sign here at the top of their website at musiccares.org. So, that's good information that we have. So,
There you go. So that's a good starting point, John. Yeah.
yeah.
Reach
So,
out and get help you need. And if you again, bigger picture than that, if you need help on anything, reach out to us. Maybe we can help you to direct you to where you want to go, to want to find some help.
yeah, definitely reach out to the page.
Yes.
So,
So
we're not
put in the
opposed to that.
comments, and we try to help you out.
So next, so like you were saying, so next, yes, so we have Nam coming.
We have Nam coming, and the tone of the celebration would be different this year. Because Nam usually where people from all over the country, musicians, rock stars, to come in and celebrate. All of these musical instrument makers being together in one place. But this year, the celebration gonna be different. It's just gonna be different.
Why?
Well, because there's so many devastation in this town. It's gonna put a damper a bit, I think, because there's already cancellation of shows. I know Saigon Kick, which I love. They already postponed their shows.
Yeah,
You
I've
know,
seen a handful of
Jeff Scott Soto
cancellations.
supposed to be touring with them and coming in a few weeks. And shout out to those guys because we love the album that they're celebrating this year. Water. If you guys haven't listened to that album, Saigon Kick, Water album is such a great. Yeah, it's arguably everybody knows the hit, which is what is Saigon Kick the hit.
I don't know.
So so it's so what's interesting. It's this is REOG. This is we're showing you how REOG is. We have this. He because I grew up with listening to Saigon Kick, and now the name of the song escapes me.
Yeah, I'll get it.
Look it up.
That's why I'm here.
We can cut that one.
No way, man. This is good stuff. What are you looking for?
Saigon Kick. Love is on the way. That's the name of the
You
song.
got it?
Like I got it.
All right.
So, love is on the way. Everybody knows love is on the way, but uh, for me, the introduction to the band for real introduction was the album Water. You know, we can talk about this album too, because you don't know.
See, I don't
So
know.
so
Yeah.
Saigon Kick is huge. REOG has lots of. I'm Indonesian originally, but Indonesian American, obviously. But
And I'm just American.
there you go. But we've been to Indonesia. We toured in Indonesia.
I
So
know. I've been everywhere. I'm just kidding. But my music styles, I started in the new metal era.
there you go.
So that's where I picked up as a child. So
Nice.
it's so interesting now. That's why when everything he talks about is all new and refreshing
Yeah.
to me.
So we all the lovers of heavy music.
And now I go back and I discovered everything he's talking about and all the
Yeah.
stuff that makes metal the way it is, man.
So I just literally me and my wife hung out at the Whiskey A Go Go and met Jeff Scott Soto. He just went to Indonesia and played with the band Dewa. But again, going back to Saigon Kick, I think they're gonna tour with him. I'm not sure honestly in what capacity, but it's they're gonna tour together and they're gonna do the Water album, and they just that album have such great songs. They got the heavy stuff. They got the ballad, which is me. I love the song "I Love You." That's if I think Jason Beeler. Hey Jason, he's the guitar player and singer of Saigon Kick, and he knows how much Indonesian love I love you. you know, so it's it's an important album for me. I mean,
Yeah, they have it. 30 Years of Water
oh yeah, that's the
at
tour
Brick by Brick.
that's in San Diego, but in LA they do play. I forgot what's the venue is, but we're all for promoting good music and heavy metal, rock and roll, whatever. So again, that's why we're doing this. This is the our first episode.
Yeah.
We're trying it out.
Yeah, we just talking everything, anything metal or anything that pertains to Los
Yeah.
Angeles or what REOG's got going on.
Exactly.
What do we have going on right now? Just to
Well,
get that out of the way, really.
that's true.
quick,
Let's, let's-
I'm just curious.
let's talk about
I know
that.
that wasn't on the list, but
It is on the list of
Is it?
things that we're talking about, which is we're actually still in the middle of promoting the new album. You know, we released a new album uh, just before Thanksgiving. I almost say just before COVID.
it feels like these segments are like that, especially now with the fire. It's like
Yeah,
COVID.
it's-
now we've released the album. Now the fire hits.
Apocalyptic, unfortunately. But no, we released the album on November 21st, and it's been out, and you guys can check it out on Spotify, YouTube, whatever. Search REOG Music. Well, REOG actually, just to search it. If you want to find our channel, then you search REOG Music. You know, so we have that album going for promotion, and 9 songs, basically the 9 songs that we love to play
Yeah.
all these years, you know.
And I think the beautiful part of this album is kind of like why we started this, it's an accumulation of artists, this album. It's an accumulation of not only just REOG, but we reached out to other lead guitar players to lay down stuff, and it's a
Yes.
beautiful accumulation of some things that
Make it a celebration of these songs that we've been playing, the crowd
Exactly.
favorite for us, you know.
exactly, and it's beautiful. So
Yeah, we absolutely proud of this album. In a way, the conception of this album started just before COVID, and then it took us almost 4 years because we got a couple of tours in the middle of it, and then obviously COVID, and then uh, when we had the idea of this album, John just joined the band. You remember that?
Yeah.
And then the idea was to let's make an album where we celebrate the the crowd favorites.
We redo the crowd
We
favorites, and
redo the
now we
crowd
got the
favorites.
with the new lineup, and then go from there. And we finally did
Yes,
it.
we did it. We're
Yeah.
proud of it. The let's get into that. Maybe that's something we can talk about. So the
Yeah.
reason why we did this is because Reog had started like 2005, but we we started with an album that we did ourselves. It was pretty crude in 2007, but it was a different style of metal that we did. But then our first album was 2010, and this I was always playing rhythm guitars, but I was singing too along with the other guitar player and singer. So we did the two singer thing, kind of like Kiss. Kiss got Gene and Paul Stanley. So we had me and Juan doing share the vocal duties. Some songs he sang the lead in, some songs I sang the lead in, and then that's the first album we did that. That was like the first one. That was called From the Flames. Uh, and
And what was that album inspired by? Like, when you guys were writing that album, what were
ah
you guys like? Oh, okay, we want to. Well, this is the type of metal, or this is what we were with the sound we were going for.
that's
Was
that's a
that
good question
because I feel
because
like every album's kind of different as the lineup has changed
yes,
throughout REOG's
yes.
history.
So that album was we consciously wanted to do put more some classic metal in it, some classic hard rock in it, because the first demo that we did, it was 10 songs of mostly thrash stuff. So it's just thrash stuff. But then we feel like, yeah, we love that stuff, obviously, but we feel like, why don't we focusing more on the groove, more on the melody, and let the focus more on I don't know, something that more catchy, I guess, because we love White Snake, we love Motley Crue. The first album, in a way, the demo was more like it's thrash. If you dig in somewhere in the interweb, you'll find it. But the one album that you can find for Flames is actually on Spotify. So that album is a conscious effort to make it more. Hey, you know what? I want it to be more melodic. We just want to put more singing to it.
Different. Yep. You
Yeah,
started to change a little bit.
started to change a little bit consciously. We wanted to do that, and then uh, there are banger songs in there, and that we ended up re-recording in this one. So second album, the the formation of the band changed again. We got a singer, Matt,
So you
and
step back now.
step back, go back to full rhythm guitars and backing vocals. We have another singer. So that album is actually even poppier because we just, you know what, let's go to more to that direction. But it seems like I feel that album is kind of like all over the place. You know, the quality is even better in terms of the production and everything. But overall, I feel in terms of song wise, it's kind of lose the balls. You know, that heavy metal
Yeah.
that we love, the chugs.
Yep.
You know, we love the chugs. You
Yep.
know, so that's why the album is what it is. And then the third album, Second album was called Final Tears Falling. If you notice, the first one is FTF, the second one is also FTF, and the third one is also FTF. So the third one, we go back to four guys formation, four members, where I play lead singing and rhythm guitars, and that's kind of like an EP, sort of like
Mm-hmm.
6 songs, and that's kind of like the formation that we keep till now. It's just the members different, and the quality of that album was not as what we like. That's why but we do have some songs there we love. So
The songs are there.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why we
Yeah.
re-record these songs.
Yeah.
You know, when John joined the band, seems like we got new blood. You know,
Yeah. We
and
got
he
some balls and energy. It was like,
energy.
okay, I came in, I was like, I heard some of these songs. I was like, dude, why can't we re-record this? You know, and I wanted to play this song. Why can't we re-record this song? And all of a sudden, we started then we put
Exactly.
the set really that we were playing.
Yeah.
Mike, we're gonna just record the set, and we slowly pieced it together. Do it yourself.
Slowly.
Do
Yeah.
it yourself.
Yep.
You know what? And I'm proud of that. I am proud of that.
So we recorded. We tracked it ourselves, but we did.
But we sent it out.
We found Kyle, the producer,
Mm-hmm.
out in Marietta or somewhere there, and this guy is excellent. If you need somebody to mix your metal stuff, he's the guy. He's actually his specialty is extreme metal.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like the thing that we tried. It's like we're not extreme
We're
metal,
not extreme metal at all.
but he
But
brought
he knew
the
what to do.
sonic that we want to get.
He brought this. Yeah, we needed a powerful album, and I
Yes.
believe that's what we delivered. Is REOG This REOG album is like
Yeah.
powerful, but has that like
Modern.
melodic,
Yeah.
modern, riffy flavor to it.
So going back to the idea, after we knows what songs we're gonna play, we're like, you know what? Why don't we make it a celebration? So we invite our friends to put these awesome lead guitar players from the local scenes in LA and
In
make it a
LA.
celebration.
Yep.
You know, we ask our old members Duan to track a couple of songs. So we have Duan, we have Richard. Richard,
Another old member.
our old member, and then he was involved. He plays awesome lead guitars in Daily Grind.
Yeah.
So Duan did 2 songs, and that's I believe it was New Light and Island of the Gods.
The gods.
And then we have Brazzo, we have Billy playing 2 songs, Billy Sablin, and then Bai is our brother in
He's our
the
man.
in he's our lead guitar player. He lives in Indonesia. He's a great multi instrumentalist. He plays
The guy's awesome.
killer
You know,
guitar
we
playing.
just met him from going on tour out there this last year. He's amazing.
Yeah,
He's a great dude. And again, that's why we do this.
Yeah.
Right? That's why we do this,
Yes.
dude. Because we get to meet cool people like that, man. And so it's like,
yeah. That's why we love what we're doing, is because there's so much things to discover to play this music. We're proud to be international bands. There's flavors from Indonesia, definitely, because
totally.
I grew up there, but we love metal, and metal admittedly is Western music, but we give some flavors on
Yeah,
that.
a lot of flavors can be.
Like Salt Bay,
Yeah.
you got this. There you go.
Throw it all in there. And you mix
Exactly.
it up. Doesn't matter. It can be different flavors.
Could be different flavors. So
You know?
again, that's why we're doing this podcast, the REOG Rock and Roll Ramble.
Ramble the Everything Metal podcast. We're gonna do it. I don't know, once a month,
I don't know.
or we'll try and
We'll
release
see.
it. We'll see. Who knows?
This is a new
But
one, so you can suggest how often you want to see us rambling. You know.
we're gonna do it though. So, I don't know if we're coming to an end. Are we coming to an end here? Do you have anything
So
else?
we don't know how long this segment is, but you know, it's like yeah, we just talked about the fire that's going on in LA.
We got the fire. We got the history of REOG, which I
got the
think
history of REOG.
which I think is a great thing to go over for the first episode.
Yes,
right?
yes,
Kinda
to get to know us.
Yeah, just to go over the albums and kind of where we're
And
at.
about the new album too. It's the new album. Check it out. And we have 2 videos made that we recorded.
We went to Indonesia. We filmed these videos. We're proud of those. Check those out. I mean, no one's really doing stuff that we're doing. I hate to say that because it sounds like so cheesy and
No, because
biased, but you know,
it's done on location.
it's done on. We're doing it on location.
He's doing it on
and,
location.
We're proud of that. We're proud of that stuff. However it came out, even if it looks cheesy to some of
Hey,
you guys,
we love that.
We love it.
We love
we
that
love
cheese.
that it's
Put that cheese on.
we like that it looks 90s, that it looks like, not the same as everything else that's going on. We're proud of that.
We had two videos made. One is Daily Grind that we did in Yogyakarta with those Yogyakarta crew, and then we did another one, a song called Island of the Gods. That's actually the island of Bali, and we did the video in Bali.
Now, what was the temple? So that's what's the crazy part is we got to film it at the temple.
Yeah,
which is that's just the gnarliest
at
part
one
of
of
the
the
story.
temples in island of Bali, and check it out. If you haven't, please check it out.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
Hopefully you guys like it. If you're not, we don't really care because we loved
We're
it.
gonna keep doing it. But let us know. It doesn't matter, man. We're just happy to be a part of this community, and everyone that is a part of the metal community knows that it is a small community. It feels like we're in a big world, but when you jump into the metal community and you start telling your stories like this dude's gonna tell in future podcasts, you'll see that it's a small world, and that we all listen to the same music, and it all derives from the same thing.
Yeah, in a way, the world is big, but at the same time, it's small.
Yeah.
That's why you don't want to be an asshole in this business.
That's totally right.
But yeah, we have the album, the two music videos there.
And we're gonna come out.
We're gonna come out and play, and we're right now again. We're reaching out to festivals. Hopefully, we're gonna hit. I mean, we hit Asia last a year ago or so, and then we want to play. We want to play Europe every time. Every time now, whenever we got interviews with our friends from across the pond in England or in Europe or whatever, I told them, ask for REOG.
Yeah.
Man. I mean, invite us to your country. We want to see those folks in UK. We want to see those folks in Europe, the rest of Europe. We want to go and play in Stockholm. We want to play in Denmark. We want to play in Finland. And we also want to play in Japan.
Yep. We're passport ready, man.
We're passport ready. So the world is our stage.
Yeah.
That's what we want to do. Bring metal to you and not just in LA. I mean, we love LA, and obviously our hearts right now just bleeds from this fire. But
yeah, we'll make it through though. Everyone's gonna help each other. I believe there's silver linings to everything. I hope people, help each other, and we, do some fun concerts or some supportive concerts that come out of this, or benefits, hopefully, and we rebuild.
Yeah, and while we're on that note, if there's any shows that we can participate in and for charity for the victims of these fires, hit us up, put comments, send an email to REOG. You can go to our website or whatnot, and you'll find us, REOG Music. And will love to participate. And I know our friends from Stonebreed invite us to participate in his compilation. It's such a great idea, Carlos. I mean,
So what is that though? Really quick, what is Carlos doing?
so
I don't even know what he's doing.
Carlos Cruz from Stonebreed organized this sort of compilation on of rock and heavy metals that he collected, locals,
Local.
locals, about I don't know 45, 50 songs, different bands, and he's selling it for $10. I think all this
Okay.
all the proceeding gonna go to charity.
Charity. Cool. So we got a song on
We
there.
got a song on there. We put New Light there.
Okay.
We feel that song hopefully would lift you up. It's honestly it's one of my favorites in our catalog because every time I play it, I just feel lift up, because the songs, if it's one of the songs in the album, and it's about, sometimes when I always say this before we play the song, is that sometimes when it seems like there's no hope, when everything goes against you, when nothing seems to work out, sometimes all you need is to see things with new light. That's how I usually introduce the song. That's because that's I'll tell you why during the writing of that song, in the middle of the recording of that song in the first album, I lost my dad.
Okay.
So that was the one that kind of lift me up.
Yeah.
I still remember recording that song, and I haven't done the vocals yet, but I did the guitars, and then I talked to my dad before he passed, and then he passed about what 2010 January 30th or so. So that song is special, and I feel hopefully
That's
that,
awesome. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, but I'm glad you shared that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
See, like that's even more. I'm glad you shared that with
Yeah.
everyone. There's more than just music going on, you know?
Oh, yeah,
It's
yeah.
beautiful.
well, we're local bands, obviously, Los Angeles area band, but we try to have meanings to what we do, not just some random, things. So not trying to be anything other than be, have substance.
Have fun
That's all.
and,
Have
and
fun.
rock and roll and add our content to the rock and roll world, man.
Yeah. So that's a little bit about this first episode, I guess. And
I think you should leave them. We want to do
trivia.
trivia.
Oh, trivia. So the trivia that we gotta do, if you know the answer to this, then we literally
You'll
we're
blow my mind if you know the answers to these because I don't, and he knows a lot. So if you know the answer, just put it in the comments below, and we'll shout you out at the next podcast, and let's just keep it going, I guess.
all right. So this trivia is actually pretty easy.
Okay.
It's pretty easy because I just talked about it in this episode, so you can always go back and
Oh,
what I was
crap.
talking about. What is the number one hit song that's included in Saigon Kick album Water? That was the biggest hit in Indonesia. It's very easy. If you don't know the answer, go back to this podcast and watch it again.
See if you can
And
find it.
you'll find the answer, and put that answer underneath, and we'll we'll draw randomly, and we'll get you something.
Yeah.
REOG stuff,
Yeah.
REOG swag.
Yep.
Okay,
So
here
cool.
it is. This is the
a
first
good
episode.
Hell
First-
yeah, man.
First episodes of REOG Rock and Roll
Real
Ramble.
rock and roll ramble. The all.
Everything metal.
Shit.
with John and Sammy.
Still trying to figure that out.
See you next time.
See you next time, guys.